the man got very angry and got up and said, "Am I Job? Why is it that everybody that comes here keep telling me about Job? How many Job do we have in the Bible? I don't want to hear this anymore." We were all shocked. And hello friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eyum, and on this channel I share with you the information and the inspiration that you need to overcome adversity. This month I want to speak on how to emotionally connect and support someone who is going through grief. Many years ago, a church member lost his wife, and myself and a group of other people went to pay him a condolence visit. We got there. After exchanging pleasantries, we sat down and everywhere was quiet for a while. And then the leader of our group broke the silence, and he began to encourage the man with the story of Job. And before he even finished his sentence, the man got very angry and got up and said, "Am I Job? Why is it that everybody that comes here keep telling me about Job? How many Job do we have in the Bible? I don't want to hear this anymore." We were all shocked. And our leader that was speaking kept quiet. And it was an awkward silence because we didn't really have any other creative thing to say. And we stayed for a while and we left. Can you identify with this story? If you have experienced any form of loss, I'm sure you can identify with this story. Many times when we are going through grief and a friend, a relative, a church member come to visit you, a lot of times they have prepared a sermon they want to share with you. And maybe 90% of the time, that sermon will relate to Job. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're not a Christian and you don't know what the story of Job is all about, Job was a character in the Bible that lost everything he had. It started by him losing his wealth. He was recorded as the richest man in his time, in his country. But he lost all his wealth, lost his children, lost his health. So a lot of times when people lose somebody and people that are of faith are going to visit the person, they feel that if I come with the story of Job, I will comfort the person. But I want to let you know that that is not the way to connect with somebody. To emotionally connect with somebody, you need empathy. So today I want to talk about empathy in the face of loss. How to truly be there for somebody who is grieving. So what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to sense or connect with somebody's emotions. And to do this, you need to imagine what the person is going through. You need to put yourself in their shoes so that you can sense and feel what they are feeling. And you will realize that empathy is different from sympathy. When you have sympathy for somebody, you feel sorry for the person. You have pity for the person. And you say things like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." So you know that they are suffering. You feel sorry for them, but you are not emotionally connected. But on the other hand, when you have empathy, your emotion is invested. You have taken time to think about what the person is going through, what may be going through their head at that particular time, how they may be feeling, how the incident may have affected them. So you take time to think about this deeply, and then you now immerse yourself in what the person could be feeling. So because as you are thinking about it, you now begin to feel what the person could be feeling. So with empathy, you are connecting with somebody's emotional pain in a deeper level because you can understand and feel what they feel because you have been able to imagine yourself in their shoes. You will realize that the story I just told you about the widower that we went to visit and him getting angry and almost chasing us out of his house because we came with a sermon to encourage him was because we have not put ourselves in his shoes. When you go to visit a doctor, he doesn't just commence treatment immediately. He takes time to ask you questions. He runs tests to diagnose what the issue may be. And then also when you are hiring a lawyer to represent you about a case you have in court, the lawyer will not just jump up and begin to say whatever he wants to say. He will take time to interrogate you, to dig to the bottom of the case, ask questions, to understand exactly what is happening so that he knows how to represent you in court. But on the other hand, many times when somebody is experiencing grief and we go to see the person or we try to reach the person, maybe we're giving the person a call, in our bid to be there for that person, to comfort the person, a lot of times we don't take time to be in the person's shoe. We don't take time to think of what could this person be going through? What do they need at this time? In what way do I feel the pain they are feeling? It is when you have taken time to really put yourself in their shoes and begin to see things from their perspective that you will truly be able to help them. If you have not done that, then you can just behave like our leader behaved in the story I told you, just coming with a sermon. Because we've all read the book of Job and we know the story of Job. So anytime anybody is grieving, just come with a ready-made sermon about Job and give to that person. And that should solve the person's problem. It doesn't work that way. To emotionally connect and supporting somebody going through grief, you need to be able to empathize with that person. Can you also believe that it is not only humans that empathize? Even animals can empathize with their owner. A research was carried out by Caroline Zan-Waxler. In the research, she told some adults to pretend to cry, sob, as if they are in a distress. And as these adults were behaving this way, they found that the children around them also began to cry. They began to come around them to see how they can help them to make life easier for them. And they also noticed that their pets were also sober and rallying around them. Sometimes the pets even come and put their heads on their owner's lap in a way to show them that I feel what you are feeling, in a way to make them know that they are not alone in this pain. So even animals can empathize, and children can empathize. I remember on some occasions when my children were young and they know that I'm not happy, they always say, oh, mommy, do you want this? Do you want that? And they are trying to show me that they know that I am going through stuff. They feel my pain and they try to find whatever they can do to alleviate that pain. So if you want to emotionally connect with somebody that is grieving, you need to cultivate empathy. And in the course of the month, I'm going to tell us how we can cultivate empathy. Because if you cannot imagine yourself being in somebody's shoes, then whatever you say to that person is going to be out of order. Because you are not talking from a place of feeling their pain. So when you empathize with somebody and you are trying to support the person, you are coming from the place that you feel their pain. And that is the difference between empathy and sympathy. Because in sympathy, you know that they are going through pain. You feel sorry for them because they are going through pain. You come from this standpoint that, oh, they are in this low place going through pain, and I am up there. And you are coming as somebody that just feels sorry for them. But when you empathize, you put yourself on the same level with the person. And the truth is that you don't need to have gone through what somebody is going through before you can empathize. It's all about taking time to think, to imagine. For instance, this man, I told you that he lost his wife. Okay, you may not have lost your wife, but if you take time, maybe for a few minutes to think, what would life be like if I lost my wife? With these young children, because he had young children, his children then were not, I don't think they were even up to teenagers, they were still children. Or as a woman, you're asking yourself, what would life be like if I lost my husband? How will I cope with these children? So if you take that time to begin to think and imagine what life will be like, then when you are coming to this person that is in this situation, you are not coming with a sermon any longer. You are not coming with a place that I feel your pain. I may not have experienced what you have experienced or what you are experiencing right now, but I feel your pain. And I am here to support you. I'm here to see what I can do to alleviate that pain. That is empathy. And that is the way to be there for somebody that is grieving. So no matter what the grief may be, just imagine if you experience that, how you will feel. And even if you cannot imagine how you will feel if you experience that particular situation, imagine your worst days. Imagine the worst pain that you have been through. How did you feel? What would you have wanted somebody to say to you in that moment? So empathy is just about imagining, thinking and imagining what life would be like if you were in the same situation. And if you can think of what life would be like if you're in the same situation, then you can come with a more practical approach on how to make life easier for that person. Not to come with a sermon, but to come to show love, to make them know that you are not alone in this. I am here for you. We are in this together. That is what empathy is. And that is one of the ways that you can support someone that is grieving. I want to end by giving us this quote. This quote has been attributed to different people. Some people attribute it to George Washington. Others attribute it to Gautama Buddha. The quote says, "Resolve to be tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant with the weak and wrong, because sometime in your life, you will have been all of this." We all go through different seasons in our life. You may not be the one grieving today. Somebody else is grieving. But if you can be empathetic to someone going through grief, then you can truly position yourself to be there and support them. Because sometime in your life, it's not wishing you doom. It's part of life cycle. That sometime in your life, you will also grieve. And you want somebody to be empathetic with you. So thank you so much for joining me and watching this video. I hope it has helped you to learn one or two things about how to support someone that is grieving. I will still continue with this next week, where I'll be going more to show us how we can support someone that is going through grief. So once again, thank you for joining me. And if this video has blessed you and you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button now so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. So thank you, and I will see you again next week. God bless you.
Are you going through a traumatic experience? Does all hope seem lost? Are you looking for a way out? Then these books are for you. Mama Grace. He gave me comfort through the storm. All by Eyum Ejiga. These books are available in paperbacks, Kindle versions, and audiobooks on all Amazon websites worldwide and other online bookstores. You can also find the audiobooks on Audible and iTunes. So take heart. These books will show you the way out of trauma to triumph. And you will have the last laugh.